That's Jungle Bob here again. So this is going to be part 2 of the Gravely CT54XL. Today what we're going to be working on is getting the cover back on it and trying to reroute the fuel lines or get them, I don't guess reroute them, get them put back the way they're supposed to be. So if you're interested in watching part 2, hang loose for just a few. So the first thing we're going to do, I put a fuel clamp on that fuel hose, and I'm going to disconnect the fuel pump, and we're going to lay the cover on there, get the cover on, and get it laid out, mount the fuel pump back to the cover, and see exactly how the lines, make sure how the lines are exactly going to line up. So, hang on. Tripod finally broke. It won't support in the upper 2 levels, but that's what you get when you $8 for a tripod. So we'll just get us another one. But anyway, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and get this fuel pump all the way off. It's going to leak a little gas. Fuel pump removed. Now I'm going to take the air filter back off. I just had that in there so while we were testing it out, I didn't suck any dirt in there that wasn't necessarily needed to be in there. So we got that off. Now, this is going to the carburetor. This is your vent line, and this is your, let me see. That's your pulse line. This is going to the carburetor, and then this is your vent line. It vents the gas tank for you. All right. So let's lay the cover back on. It's going to be a dry fit. Make sure we don't have anything in the way. Oh, that spark plug wire. These wires, spark plug wires, need to go line up in these grooves right here. Make sure you're in there good. Might have to back that one out a little bit. Yeah. All right. So, kind of got the cover back on there. The next thing, we got to put the screen on. Now, when I took it apart, it has 2 of these spacers like that, and you just have to line them up right here, just like that. And then you line your screen up like so. And then we're going to get the bolts in there and tighten it down, and I'll be right back. So it should look something like that. And then this just flips back over, and it's got these little snap ends that hold that back on. I'm gonna leave that loose for right now. We're gonna try to mount this. We're gonna mount the fuel pump back on the cover, because it mounts to the side of the cover over here. Let me move you over here so you can see. Get this air filter out of the way. All right. So this fuel pump mounts right here to those 2 holes. So, and if you look on here, on these fuel pumps, still leaking gas out, it's got two arrows on here. Okay, this is going to be the side that the fuel comes in. This is a P. This is a P right on here for pulse. That's what's going to go to your pulse line. That's going back to the crankcase, and then out to the carburetor. So it kind of mounts. It's kind of weird the way it mounts. Anyway, let me get it on here and we'll show you. So other than the fuel filter, which I'm waiting on, I had to order one. I don't have the right kind. So now we have the gas line, which I'll put a tie strap on there once I get the fuel filter installed. We remounted this fuel pump because it normally would go right here and right there. But if you'll notice, it's the wrong fuel pump. It's a Briggs & Stratton fuel pump, but it'll work. So what I did is I just added a longer fuel line from here, and it's going to come and it's going to pump upwards and then go back and run down, which is okay. And then we got our pulse line coming out of there, and then our input line from the tank. Of course, I've got to put a filter in line with this yet to get that done. We've got our cover mounted back on, air filter installed. I guess we'll see if it'll run, if it's going to be okay pumping like this. It should be. I don't see why not. I may put the original one back on there, but you know, if this works okay, it's not a big deal. All right, let's go with it. Make sure everything's out of the way. Alright guys, so that's going to be it as far as the engine part goes, other than changing the oil, you know, oil filter, air filter, and plugs. But so we seem to have that sorted out. I guess the next thing, I could go ahead and show you real quick, I suppose, that the drive does work. So just hold on. That the drive system works on it. I put a safety brick under the front tire, and this is just for demonstration purposes. I jumped the safety switch out on the seat here with some alligator clips. I'm gonna try to get the camera back here so you guys can see the tires spin. Maybe. Make sure my brakes on good. It is. All right. So we're off the ground. We're gonna crank it up, and you see what you can see. Maybe if I get closer. All right. All right. So we know we got transmission, so we're going to go ahead and service the transmission since we know it's functioning properly. And I I'll probably show maybe servicing the transmission and changing the deck belts at the same time on the next video, or I'll do one or the other, depending on what comes in first. I'd like to go ahead and put the new drive belt on first before I service the transmission. So that's probably what we'll do the belts first and then the transmission. But anyway, hope you guys like this. Slowly getting her back together, you know. All right. Please like and subscribe. Leave all your comments below. Jungle Bob out.